Hi, Josh. Okay, so today I'm going to be discussing my reaction to the diversity section of this class. The first question is, what was your initial reaction to the idea of diversity training? My initial reaction was that this section was going to be pretty fun because I know that a lot of activities are involved with diversity training. However, I didn't think that I really needed to be trained in diversity. I thought that I was already completely comfortable and completely sensitive to everyone around me. I was very wrong about that. My view of the diversity training process changed as the process went along. I realized that I used to do and say things that might offend some people around me. I used to say guys, and I used to put everything and everyone into two boxes, either femininity or masculinity. And really, people don't need to be constrained to those boxes. I think my views definitely changed in the sense that now, my views definitely changed in the sense that I know that diversity training is a great tool for leaders to help them be more sensitive and more accepting of everyone around them. The next question is, what is a personal bias you have recognized or revisited because of the diversity section? A personal bias I realize that I have is that I mostly only have friends of my own race. Now, this isn't to say that I don't like to hang out with people of other races and ethnicities, because I do. But in my mind, for whatever reason, I feel that people of different races are less approachable. That for some reason they won't want to be friends with me as much as they want to be friends with someone of their own race. That thought has completely disappeared from my mind after going through this course. After seeing how well that everyone in this class works together, being different races, ethnicities, I realized that I can get along with anyone, and I feel comfortable approaching everyone, regardless of their race, ethnicity, or religion. The next question is, how did having gone through diversity training reframe your Shro experience? My Shro experience was made different in the sense that I realized how fortunate our school is to have such a rigorous diversity training program at our school, in our O-Team class. Seeing other schools and seeing how they were really insensitive in some of the things that they were saying made me think that they weren't trained and they weren't trained as efficiently as we were. That led me to have some conversations with other students about being more sensitive in what they're saying. One example is me telling them not to say the word guys and instead saying everyone or you all. My hope is that because these students are going to be aware of not saying the word guys, that they'll also be more conscious of not saying things that might offend people around them. Question number 4 is, why is diversity important to understand as a current and future leader? Being trained in diversity is something that's very important no matter what leadership position that you're holding. This training is very important because it helps leaders be inclusive of all their followers and be sensitive. And instead of being tolerant of the people that they're leading, they're accepting. This acceptance is what's going to get the leaders and the followers to form a stronger bond. If the followers feel like they belong in that group and they feel accepted by their leader, then they'll feel that they can come to the leader for any questions they may have or any concerns. Being inclusive is one of the most important ways, in my opinion, to promote diversity. If you show the followers that every single person in the group is just as important as one another, then they'll realize that just because they're different doesn't mean anyone is less important than another. The last question is, why does increasing our understanding of diversity allow us to provide a positive orientation experience and be effective peer educators? Understanding diversity is very important for these incoming freshmen because as an orientation team leader, I want to make all my students feel like they belong at this school. And being inclusive and being sensitive and being accepting of all these students will show. Of course, if I wasn't trained in diversity, I could always act like I'm just completely accepting, but a lot of times that fakeness will show through. Going through this training and and actually learning to accept everyone and understand how to be inclusive of every person in the group helped me get the students acclimated to the school. As I said before, if I'm inclusive and accepting of these students, they're going to feel more comfortable coming to me for their and any concerns they may have. These students coming to me for help will give me a better avenue for being a better peer educator for them and helping them get adjusted to the school.